Hello, this is MattiAce, and I'm on the test server here with Rguitar. We've been having like thousands of these duels in the past, and lately he and a lot of other pilots have had some frustrating moments trying to fight Scythes, and he really wanted to check out what's going on here. So after the rotary and hailstorm nerfs, most people have switched over to the default gun, and on paper, or if you look at the statistics, it kind of gives the Reaver a bit of a favor in terms of damage. The M20 Mustang does 250 damage up until 230 meters, and then it drops down to 200 damage at 330 meters. The bullet velocity of the M20 Mustang is 750 meters per second. Now the damage of the Saturn laser cannon is 220 up until 200 meters and 184 after 300. The bullet velocity of the Saturn is 800, and this makes it significantly better at range, both with the damage output and the muzzle velocity. Now the fire rate of the Saturn is 706 rounds per minute, while the Mustang has 667. So now that being said, as a Reaver pilot you wanna get close up and personal, especially with the Scythe. But as far as we can tell, that does not even out the playing field between the Reaver and the Scythe. It's been a while since we did our duels, and in the past we have come to realize that we are very even, and we wanted to make sure that this is still the case and not a pilot skill difference that we see the result of here. So I jumped on my NC and I pulled my Reaver, and we're both flying with the exact same loadout here. Hover stability airframe, fire suppression, M20 Mustang with the magazine size upgraded. And just like in the past, I'd have to say that we are still very even. So I think we had about 20 or 30 Reaver versus Reaver duels, and I just gonna show you a few of them here.
Yeah.
And some of the fights were very even, some of the fights were very one-sided, and this is kind of normal for a long session of air-to-air duels like this, at least when it comes to two very even pilots. Yeah, you got me. So now we did not use the Mosquito in this session because we've come to realize that the Mosquito, even though it has its strength, it really isn't in air-to-air combat once the engagement has already started. So now the shape of the Mosquito is quite favorable in many angles. Actually, it doesn't have any weak angles, and also the speed, the cruising speed of the Mosquito is favorable. But we already know that the Mosquito doesn't really match the Scythe in air-to-air combat, and this is just a session where we're trying to figure out whether or not the Reaver actually can do that. And even though this is a Scythe versus Reaver video, there's been a lot of people that have asked me about more Reaver versus Reaver or just Reaver duels in general, because the Reaver is the one that I've been using the least. Well, anyway, this is the last of the Reaver versus Reaver duels, and after this, Rguitar tried the Scythe. He will start with a hailstorm, but then he will switch over to the Saturn laser cannon. Yeah, wow.
I still like dogfighting, but when I do it and I go to the normal server afterwards, and then I get killed by Elocon, it really demotivates me to use them.
Yeah.
To practice dogfighting.
Yeah.
I get a feeling that everything I did was useful.
Oh, nice.
That was close though.
Oh, am I burning down now? Yeah. Ah, shit.
Oh.
Oh, weird start, but never mind.
kidding me?
Yeah. You see what I mean? I have no chance against you when I'm in a Reaver. I'm not that good with a Reaver, to be honest, against Scythe though, but still. It's...
I hardly play the Scythe.
yeah. You don't have to play the Scythe. It's like, when a Scythe pilot... When you ask a Scythe pilot to move, to switch to another faction, no, I'm not used to the Mossy. Nah, I don't feel comfortable with the Reaver. You put a Mossy or a Reaver pilot in a Scythe, all of a sudden he is much better. Yeah.
Wow.
You know, there's a guy on Madison, his name is Phrygian or something. He said,
Oh,
yeah, it's common knowledge that the Reaver is the best ESF pilot, ESF for dogfighting. And I talked to him about it. It's like, no, okay, it's common knowledge on Madison. Yeah, I'd like to see some Madison pilots beat us in Reavers when we are in sites. Would be interesting.
Thank you very much for having me.
So the thing that is really hard to understand for a lot of us pilots is that we have provided this kind of information and this kind of feedback to the developers SOE about the site's dominance in air-to-air combat like this, and still after the latest patch this remains the same. This is of course especially strange, being that in the latest patch there was a lot of changes and a lot of nerfs to the EFSFs specifically, but nothing to address this. Maybe the feedback from the most experienced pilots are irrelevant to SOE when it comes to balancing ESFs. It almost feels like it.
Good one.
Yeah, that was a really good one. Funny, it said a draw there, it was almost a draw.
I know.
Yeah.
Wow, it's surreal.
So I know that my critique towards SOE has been very harsh in my latest videos and the latest threads and posts on the forums and such. But what I've been thinking is that, imagine you took all that away. Imagine you disregard from everything I've said on any of the forums or Reddit. You disregard from any of my videos, and you only have me, the player MattiAce, and pilots like me, and what we do and how we play the game. Then what are we? What are we to SOE? The pilots that actually try to get better, and the few pilots that actually do what a lot of players do, which is trying to improve their playstyle as much as possible. We are a problem. We are an issue that SOE feels that they have to resolve, because for whatever reason a very small group of players causes a lot of reactions and a lot of emotional distress to a bigger part of the player base than we are ourselves. Remove air to ground, ESFs are overpowered. If I had the rocket pods, then I would be swimming in certs. Or if you die to air to ground, you're just a stupid pilot and you made a big mistake. And it's only the bad pilots that get shot down by tanks and that get killed by lock-ons and flak. You should see the pilots on my server. They are so good on my server, they don't get killed by tanks like they do on your server. Yeah, I hear stuff like that all the time. So anyway, I will give you one more dogfight after this, and I'll say thank you all for watching, and bye for now.
Just one click, Joe.
Wow, you're such a badass.
I know, right? Biggest challenge of my life.
Wow.